Hello, welcome to Lumix Journey. Today we are going to be going down to Plymouth. Luckily it's actually quite sunny today. At the station here, we've actually got a post box. I never actually realised they had post boxes, but we're catching the 9:45 to Penzance. We're actually stopping at Plymouth, getting off Plymouth, not going all the way. So this is a train bound for Paddington on the other platform that's just pulling in there, a bit squeaky. It's like I don't often see through trains, and there's quite a fast through train actually through the station just there. And here comes my train. It's like an 800 series, a bit like a cucumber, some people say. But I find them okay. Okay, the seats are slightly uncomfortable. If you get in a seat that's quite popular, I'm quite picky about where I'll sit, so I like to have. I know there's a really nice view on the left as you go through Dawlish, so I'm sitting on the left, and there's I think I'm almost the only person in this carriage. We're actually the Victory in Alliford. We're just passing here where there's a level crossing. Okay, so we're coming into Exeter here, Exeter St David's. So yeah, now we're underway on our way towards Newton Abbot is the next stop. So there's a lot of floods still about, just coming through to the floodplains now where the M5 goes across there. So we should be coming to the Turf Locks quite soon. I think we've actually just passed it, but that's a cycle bridge there to stop people having to cross at the level crossing. So we're just actually the bit where it's quite nice. You go right next to the sea, and this is obviously the harbour. We've actually got to the slightly rougher, more open sea now. As you go along towards Dawlish, I think the train actually gets a few waves actually hitting this train here. So I'd imagine it would have been far worse in the actual storms. But yeah, there's a bit of a splash there on the train. But yeah, it's nice and sunny and good views towards the sea. Okay, so I think we're coming more towards Teignmouth now, where the pier I think got washed away, so we might actually see what's left of the pier in a moment. So I think this is just coming up now. Yeah, I think this is just about to see the pier there, what's left of it. So oh, we've arrived at Plymouth. So yeah, this is like a coupling because it was a set of two lots of 5, this train here, to make up 10. As you can see there, it's a 10 coach bound for Penzance. So I just got off that train. I'm always worried about leaving stuff on it, but luckily I didn't. This is just the arrivals board here. Okay, so Plymouth Station. I think this building, it looks like it's owned by the University of Plymouth now. So we've actually come into Plymouth now, and we've got a fancy dress shop. This is Oggy. They've got a owl, and this is a tour of Plymouth's vape shops. Really, if you want vapes, there's a lot of choice here for vapes. As you can see, Flavour Vapor there. Yeah, it's a bit gritty, this area of Plymouth, but it's kind of more independent shops. You've obviously got the main chains in the covered shopping centre, what is called Drake Circus, I think is that one. So you actually got some goat meat here, freshly butchered by a halal
meat.
I know some people probably aren't keen on it. I don't think I'm keen on it, but you've got some nice bright colours here that have been painted on the side of these buildings. Okay, so we're going to go on. There's an indoor Pannier Market here, which is actually quite nice. It's I've been in it before. This is by the entrance. You've got a few it's kind of a mural here. People keep walking in front of it, which is a bit annoying if you're trying to film it. But anyway, I'm just doing a quick walk around here inside. So It looks, these things are always good for sort of photography. I know I've done photography in here before. It's you get some nice colours and things, foods, lots of nice colourful foods, and it's generally quite interesting. There's one in Birmingham that I saw a bit like this. So yeah, this is quite nice, decorated with lots of flags and things. They've actually got somebody there who's approaching people to give them a pin for something to do with cancer. So they did approach me, but I'm not really a great fan of wearing pins. So I was polite to the guy, but yeah. But these nice and colourful, these indoor markets here. You'll probably pick up a bargain or two, I expect. So this looks like Francis Drake here. He's sort of a bit of an icon for Plymouth. With the Discovery, I think that was. So what, you've got T.G. Jones. I'm so used to Smiths, but it's now T.G. Jones. So you've just got to, I don't know what they're going to do with it, but you've got to. Now look, we've got a lot of pigeons here, so they tend to suddenly take off and fly, so they probably will. There they go. I didn't actually make them fly, but there's one there that's left who's a sort of outsider for some reason, so they're not all do what each other do. So yeah, this is where they seem to end up, here in this tree. So so you've actually got loads of people flocking a bit like birds past this these hoardings here. But there's a massive redevelopment in the Plymouth Centre now, so hopefully it'll be better when it's all done. But I know sometimes you get these people who don't like change and they love to good moan about it, but you know, Plymouth, I guess it's got to adapt and modernise. Now this is a bit of a Marmite type building, because I know some people think it's a bit of an eyesore, but I've seen worse, I think. So it's just a modern design. There's the old church that's I think it's bombed out. So yeah, actually we're heading more to. I've actually booked a table here at a vegan restaurant. I actually told the chap that I was vegan, at the chap wanting to give me a pin, but I'm not a strict vegan. I do like vegan food, but yeah, this is kind of an old chapel. It's called I forgot what it's called now. I'll probably remember it. But nice stained glass windows here. Cosmic Kitchen, that's what it's called. Yeah, it's really good. I think it's owned by a couple of twins. I think the lady there is one of the owners. But this lady here is coming to serve me my beer, I think, the waitress here. So this is it here, proper job. There's not that many beers. I think there's another beer. They do Korev, which is a local beer, Cornish beer. But I think proper job's Cornish. So this is a bean. This is a bean stew. I think it's a Hungarian. I've had this same dish a few times before when I've been to Cosmic Kitchen. It's always very, very reliable. Okay, so I've now finished at Cosmic Kitchen. I think there's people coming. Somebody's got a proper job pint there from the looks of it. So gone out for a vape. So I'm just having a walk now down towards the Barbican area. Now I've had my lunch. I'm a bit more refreshed. This is like a nice mural at the start of the Barbican road. It's a nice narrow road. You can walk along. You go past the gin factory, which is here. I haven't actually been into the gin factory, but it's probably a good tour if you've got a bit of extra time. I don't know what it costs. Some of these things can be quite pricey now. Yeah, and there's some nice sort of arts and crafty. So this is a arts and crafty sort of shop that's in the narrow road, and you've got these nice little. I think this goes through to the harbour area, this alleyway, but it's got a few bins and things. Now this is a local artist. I'll remember her name in a minute, but she's got a big exhibition on at the moment. So as I can see, people are sort of papping this. I think there's about 4 of these statues around the town that have been produced. I think she died 20 years ago, but she's one of the most popular artists locally, I think. So we've got Sutton Harbour now, so it's pretty windy. Luckily it wasn't raining today. It's about the first day without rain for quite some time. Yeah, I quite like this thing at near the National Aquarium. They've got this nice statue here of a fish. So yeah, that looks quite nice. And I'm just going to walk up towards the Hoe area now. Got a flag there. I think it's some sort of boating club. Bit of a restaurant there with a nice view of the harbour. What have we got? Yes, it's quite a bit of a walk round Turley, and it's quite windy. It was so. But yeah, you've got some nice views. I think you can actually see Bishop Rock Lighthouse on a very clear day. It's a long way away, probably 10-15 miles out to sea, but you can. I have seen it on a clear day. But yeah, they've got a few things here. I think there's a music club here that's playing. So just things as I notice as I'm walking along here. So it's being well cared for there by the council. So I guess they've got to keep it looking nice because most tourists are going to hit this area probably. You've got a flag. It's nice to actually see a flag on a flagpole rather than on a lamppost. Yeah, this is the inner, like the breakwater. I think it's probably about a mile out to sea. I think it starts near Bovisand, the village I think it's Bovisand, the village. You've got Coulsand the other side, I think. So just almost reached the actual lighthouse. Now, I have actually been up this quite a few times on previous journeys. You get a good view, but it is quite interesting actually going up that lighthouse. I think it's a fiver or something when I last went up, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, the main thing here is it's super windy today. I think this takes you down to the Lido, this bit here. So got a few seagulls there admiring the view. So it's very bright here. There's the lighthouse. So I was trying to find the best route up to the lighthouse because they closed off a route because people were strimming there, so I had to go around the long way. But yeah, I'm pretty much up to that. They've got a massive, great expanse of tarmac at the top. I mean, it was all a bit windswept, but I think it's used for events and things, so I guess it probably fulfills its purpose. And there's some sort of memorial there, probably to Drake, I'd imagine, that tall thing. So what's the Invicta Hotel? They've got some lions with red things on the front there, so yeah, quite colourful. So I'm making my way back now to the Plymouth Centre. I'll probably end up maybe at the Arts Centre where they've got some exhibits, but I'm making my way back down now. So almost at the main, I think it's called Royal Parade, or the main road that goes through the centre of the town is called. That's the Civic Centre, I think, that one there. What's the court say? It's quite a nice sort of brutalist style. I do quite like a bit of brutalism. I know not everyone does, but it can look quite nice. Like I like the Barbican in London when I'm in London. So it's quite gritty, but I do quite like it. But it's a bit of a Marmite type of architecture, I think. Yeah, they've got a sort of mural here for the court. Yeah, it looks quite good. So what's the old house? I think they're actually going to... This looks... I did actually go into this, and it's actually... Everything's 20% off, and a lot of the floors are kind of almost completely empty. Now, there's somebody with a bit of style here wandering around Plymouth. So, yeah. So they've got quite a lot of... They've got a lot of kind of windswept expanses in Plymouth, I guess because it was a lot bombed in the war, so you don't really have the same narrow streets in this area like you do in the Barbican. I guess that escaped the bombs. But now I'm in the department store. As you can see, it's pretty empty here. This would have normally been displays. I think this is the top floor where there's a restaurant. But yeah, I guess this is all going to be probably redeveloped, probably flats or something. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but there's quite a good escalator here where you can look all the way down. That's just a bit of restaurant. You can still get food up here. So yeah, this is the This is the more modern centre. I think this is only built sort of 10-15 years ago. So Krispy Kremes, I do love a good Krispy Kreme. I call them Krispy Kremes, but Krispy Kreme. So this is gonna, these escalators are actually quite good for sort of like dolly type shots where you're stood. It's like things in the movies where you can, they move you but you don't get the camera shake as you do if you move yourself. So I do like a good escalator shot. So, but yeah, I don't want to bore people with too many escalator shots. So now this camera, the Lumix S9, is actually pretty stealthy because I have actually taken photos in these centres before with my Canon 1DS, and the security, they don't like big cameras. They'll come and tell you cannot use them. But this Lumix S9 is so small, nobody's going to notice it really. And the other thing is because of the way it's got a flip screen rather than a viewfinder, you're kind of almost looking down at the flip screen to get your footage. So it's kind of, you're not really drawing any attention when you're actually filming with this thing, which is quite good. I mean, some people do notice you, but you know, only if they're kind of zoned into looking at you or something. So this is the sort of the taller bit with 3 levels. So I'm going to try and get on this escalator here and do like a sort of, I don't know what you call it, a dolly type shot when you're moving on they're like they use in movies when you're moving and shooting at the same time. But see, you've got a couple of security guards here watching, but they're kind of just chatting amongst themselves. I don't think they're really paying any attention to the fact that I'm filming here. So definitely my other camera, they would send somebody, you can see them on their walkie-talkies, they'd be sending somebody around to sort of speak to me probably. So yeah, it is, this Lumix really is a good camera if you don't want to draw too much attention. You don't really need to rig it up like you do with some video cameras, so you can. But they've got these nice things in the floor at the centre. I've never really noticed these before, but it's a nice touch with the sort of nautical theme. So yeah, this is one of the busy roads in Plymouth here. They've made them actually easier now because you've got countdown timers on some of these roads here. You used to have no clue about 3 lanes of traffic was about to start moving when you're crossing, so it's definitely better now. I think this suffered a bit from the recent storms because those sheets look pretty tattered really. So this is up in the sort of university area, so I'm heading for the arts centre now, the Plymouth Box. So nice murals here. I think you've got the police station on the left, and you've got this is more uni type buildings on the right with some nice murals. So yeah, that all looks good. I do like a good mural. Okay, so this is the art exhibition. This was a really busy exhibition, and I thought I wasn't going to get in actually because he says, "Oh, you have to have a ticket," but then he just let me in. So I guess they've got to make it look like you're supposed to have a ticket, but generally, I'm usually on quite a short trip for most of these tours of towns, so I don't usually do a lot of paid stuff because there's so much free stuff usually to see. But yeah, this is the local artist who had the statues that were done in the one with the sailor on the quay. So yeah, she depicted sort of Plymouth society, that type of thing. But the place was absolutely packed. I'm not really keen on places that are absolutely packed really, because it was difficult really to sort of easily take photos and things like that. So I wasn't even sure you're allowed to take photos, but a few other people were. But anyway, yeah, we're on to the Plymouth Box main museum here. So they've got all these old figureheads from the old ships that they've got here. So, and I think these looks like some drawings that people have been doing, and probably a school project or something like that. So, but yeah, you just hope those things are well fastened because they probably weigh a fair bit and they're strung up. So I think this is sort of a records area with sort of historical records and stuff. So we're back to these strung up sort of figureheads on the front of that used to go on the ships here. Okay, well thanks for viewing this today, and bye from Lumix Journey. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. See you soon.